Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gulf Coast Growth Show. I'm your co-host, Zeke Smith. Our illustrious host, Jason Lee, is out this week, and we'll see him next time. We are here today with Willie Wells, the president and CEO of Industry Business Roundtable, and Blair Williamson, the director of talent development at Austin Industrial. And the topic of the day is workforce development. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Willie, let's start with you, man. Let's start with the IBR and what the mission of IBR is and how we kind of got into the workforce development space. And then we'll go from there. We'll get Blair involved. So let's start there.
Okay. So the mission is to share innovation and best practices that transform the industry and the communities where we work. But we like to kind of use our one sentence, which kind of pulls everything together for what we do.
Right.
Which is we unite owners and contractors to drive safety, efficiency, innovation, workforce development through collaboration, and shared best practices. So a lot of the things that we do are built on that collaboration with other industries and other associations.
Okay. So like Economic Alliance, right? They've been around here for some time, and they've been we've had Chad come speak at the IBR as well, which is good. And so Blair, being an Austin Industrial employee, how did you get kind of tangled up in this beautiful web with IBR?
Well, I mean, so I'm extremely passionate about what I do, which is workforce development. As you know, we've done a lot of things together, Zeke. But I know Willie and I talked a while back, and he was looking to kick his workforce development committee back off, and I was like, hey, I'm the guy. And so I called you. Yeah. If you remember that.
I do.
Zeke, you got to come with me. And so we went and met with them, along with Joe with Dow and Tiffany with ExxonMobil, and which are the two co-chairs, and then you and I are the vice chairs, and it's been good so far. I think our first meeting was September, and it's been successful ever since. It's grown with attendance and a lot of owner participation, which I love, because that is the goal, is a true collaboration between owners and contractors. And so here we are.
Yeah. So he mentioned, Willie, you said you wanted to get it kind of back off the ground. What for? What's your reason?
I'm passionate about it as
okay.
well.
Why so?
I come from the craft.
Okay.
So I started off as a union carpenter, a long time ago. We won't go into that, but so and I see the shortage that we have in the industry today.
Right.
And so if we don't do something about it, who is? So I'm really passionate about trying to get it going again, get our committee going again, and getting more people involved so that we can start, as we talked about earlier, so we can start pumping out qualified craftsmen, to do the work that needs to be done in this area.
And you said kick it kind of back off. Was this a fairly successful committee at some point in the past?
It was a pretty large committee.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know, and I know Blair knows because he was part of it, but Legacy, HBR, Houston Business Roundtable, now we're IBR, Industry Business Roundtable. We were really tied in with ABC and CMEF at the onset of creating CMEF.
Yeah.
And how that got where we weren't as involved, I don't know, because I wasn't here. But we're wanting to get all of that back together, collaborate with CMEF, collaborate with ABC, and any other organization that we can get with to try to help fill the gap of the needs that we have in the area.
Yeah, I feel like the IBR is trying to, the hub and the industry wheel here, right? With ABC, CMEF, Economic Alliance, ECMA. Yeah. We visited with Mary Jane at ECMA before, and so getting some of the owner side and is really important. So I think it's a tough job. I think it's good work and very valuable.
I think that's the beauty, though. You nailed it, though. It's just it's open to anybody that's in the industrial arena. Yeah. Owners, contractors, even vendors, subcontractors. We just need everybody on the same page, talking through these obstacles, bringing awareness to the community of the opportunities that exist within the industry, and trying to fill that skilled labor shortage, and just working as a community, because it's a community-based issue, and it should be a community-based problem that we all face together.
So you both mentioned workforce shortages with skilled craftsmen and women. Why do you think that is? What's the issue that's causing such a shortage? And we've got more work than we know what to do with these days.
Yeah, I don't know. I think part of it was the onset of technology, and a lot of the parents of some of the school age children talking their children into, hey, go get that degree,
Sure.
get it in technology. Everything's going to be technological going forward, and some of the trades kind of fell off because it. For whatever reason, it got looked at as
It wasn't a sexy job anymore.
It wasn't a sexy job. Yeah.
That makes sense.
And they were still paying pretty good wages.
Absolutely.
But for some reason, hey, it's in the heat. You're sweating, you're dirty, and you're working with your hands all the time, and so it just got to where it wasn't that sexy a job. Now today, it seems to be coming back around,
right?
Because some of the college graduates are getting those bills for the loans that they had and stuff like that. Now that's not a bad thing. I mean, they actually ended up progressing their education, but now there's a need for craftsmen. The wages are even higher,
That's right.
and so there's the opportunity there, and so I think we can help bridge that gap by getting into the high schools and pulling in some of those students that may not be college material, may not be going into anything else other than the skilled crafts. But keep in mind, there's technology in everything that we do now in the crafts. I know with our industrial cleaning committee, we go through WJTA. Which is Water Jet Technology Association, and that's a group that is really moving the workforce to robotics. So you can go into that craft as well, and not be on the end of a hose anymore. Now you're operating joysticks, and doing water jetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blair, Willie mentioned that he thinks he's seen it come back around. Why do you think that is? Or as you've been on the kind of the nonprofit side, training side, and on the industry partner side. Why do you think that is? Why do you think it's come back around so well?
Well, my 2 cents is why it's kind of fell off and why we have this gap. Number one is the baby boomers retiring outweigh the people that are coming into our industry. So it's important that we're bringing awareness, like involved in our points of entries, like the high schools and other areas, but and also companies not investing in their training and workforce departments. And I'm big on that because if we're kind of we're a pretty niche group.
Sure.
If you look at our companies like ours, there's a couple of us that do what we do in a company if we're lucky, but the companies that are investing, and we have a good, strong workforce development group. We're out in the community. We're attracting new peoples. We're building the people that we bring on, helping them progress. That's needed at all the companies at some kind of level. So anyways, I appreciate my company for doing what they do, and Apache Industrial and others that do that as well. So I think that's a big turning point, that there's some big players. It's typically the choir, so to speak. It's typically the people that are involved in every aspect of our industry, that are pulling the weight for everybody that aren't participating.
Okay.
But I think there's growing interest, because just in this committee since September, we've seen more owners participating and being engaged. I mean, we had the ABC Expo the other day, and we had Lyondell and the Celanese show up, which was great to see. And the more owners involved, the more the contractors will be involved, as we all know. And that's what it takes. It takes the owners. The contractors can do everything that we possibly know to do, but unless the owners are on board and on the same page with us, we're going to be just spinning our wheels. So it's great to see through IBR and other initiatives, owners being engaged. But I think that's a reason. I think our like y'all were saying, the opportunities that exist in our industry is huge, and it's attractive to high school grads, college grads, because there's opportunities for everybody. You don't have to go as a entry-level helper. There's other positions if that's not for you. But our industry is booming, and it's just so much opportunity, and the more people we can get, the better. But I think it's just it's just attractive. The money that can be made, the travel opportunities, benefits. So
growth and apprenticeship as as actual desirable career path.
For sure.
Will, you referenced it, going into college debt. Something we do at Apache, I know others do as well, is that earn while you learn slogan, where there's great companies out there that you can go and start working, learn a craft, and if you do want to advance your education later, you can go back to college, and ideally that company's going to supplement in some way, maybe even pay for it, right? So I think that's helpful. I think the value of an organization like IBR is that there's owners involved that you referenced, the operators, and no offense to everybody who works at those companies, but these are actual decision makers. Yeah. And I think we have a turnaround manager at a large facility that comes with our workforce development meeting. We have some real folks that can like joke, stroke a check, sign checks, right? So folks, these aren't just somebody that's, you go and you're an entry level employee, go to this meeting. These are folks that are actually interested in that. To me, that's a culture changer when folks like that are involved and care about it. They see the difference. And I think after we had some presentations from CMEF and others, those folks, their interest peaked a little bit. And I think they've looked to get more involved. Sure. So that's one. And then the other thing is, Blair, we've done it, and Will, you just said it, is the high school. I think the tone from our education system has changed. There's CTE, or career and technical education campuses, not just a classroom, a shop class. Exactly. There's a whole campus. Pasadena ISD, give a shout out. Whole school for CTE.
We actually did a tour yesterday at
LaPorte. Yeah. So I think that's a big change for the better of their saying, hey, this is a real opportunity, and we're not just going to push you to college. If that's where you want to go, great. But if not, there's a myriad of opportunities out there for you. So I think that's helpful. So for both of you, what's the focus as we wrap up 25 and into 26 for the committee, for the Workforce Development Committee at IBR? What are some priorities for you, Blair, as as the leadership team of that committee, and then Willie, maybe from a leadership of the organization oversight? What are priorities for you in the committee, Blair?
My biggest priority is getting on the same page with the owners, and I said it over and over. I say in every single one of our meetings when we're kicking off. I'd like to do more partnerships with awareness, doing collaborations as far as presentations in high schools and colleges and in different community events. But I would love to, the Lyondales and the Exxons and the Dows to join Apache in Austin and others, and let's go as a force, as a partnership, and let's go do that. I would love. Well, there's other things that I would like to see, but as far as our crew ratios, I would love to work, in the HBR or IBR key tenets. One of the best practices was a 20% helper to journeyman crew ratio. That would help us tremendously if we actually abided by those best practices, because we could bring more people in, get them real work experience, and train them. So. While they're working.
Certainly helps the apprenticeship.
Yeah, exactly.
Push as well.
Exactly.
Everybody wants an experienced journey level person, but you can have 2 or 3 apprentices on a crew. It's helpful for advancement.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so I think there's all kinds of things we can work on, but my main goal is to pique the interest of the owner groups, our facility owners, and get them just more engaged, like a couple of them are already doing, but we need more. I don't know, how many owners do y'all have that are part of IBR?
26.
So 26 owners. We need all 26 of them to come to these meetings.
And these aren't 26 mom and pop shops.
Yeah,
these are big daddy
boys,
operators in the region. Yeah. So from you, Willie, it was your idea that we had this going again to get passion for it, as you mentioned. What are kind of your priorities as leader of the entire organization as you finish up this year, moving to next year? I think we warmed it up this year, but I think there's probably going to be some aggressive goals for the group, the committee, as we go into next year. What are yours?
Well, it's pretty much the same as Blair, to grow the membership of the committee or those that attend the committee. The owners see the same thing that everybody else sees. They know they need qualified people to maintain and build their facility.
Sure.
So they're on board. They just need somebody to help them guide them in the right direction and get them to where we need to be. And so that's a priority. I know one of the priorities, and I know Blair and I both have the same feeling about this. We want to get back to having that workforce development banquet that we used to have when HBR was really big into this. Then we had that banquet where we rewarded all those companies that were actively involved in workforce development, and even awarding some of the students. So we want to get back to that as well. Maybe one day, I don't know if it'll be as big as our Safety Excellence Award, but hopefully one day we'll have that banquet be a staple in the industry.
Well, there's your call to action right there, everybody listening. We're going to get back to having workforce development awards, industry awards, hopefully. And you mentioning the Safety Excellence Awards that I've been to and is an awesome process. Frankly, it's a whole process, not just an awards game. It's a whole process. I think that the skilled craft piece is directly, that's where you can poke the owners a bit, is directly correlated with safety, right? Having a more skilled, competent craftspeople on a job site is an inherently safer job site.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
And so that's how I think that the folks that care and engage, they see that. And that's the story we need to tell is that, look, you have a less skilled workforce. Well, part of being a skilled craft worker is understanding job site safety first and foremost. And that's when accidents, incidents, and things can happen when you don't, and when you skip steps. And I know none of the owners want to do that, right? And I think we say on this show a lot that this industry, our industry, is probably the safest in the world, even though it gets a bad rap, because when things happen, they happen big.
Yeah.
But I think statistically, it's one of the safest industries in the world. And so we have to have more people that are competent on these sites to keep that safety record afloat.
Yeah.
And I think that's the story that I think we can, hopefully our listeners will take from today is that's your correlation. Yeah, you need more skilled craft workers. Got it. Yes, money matters, cost matters, but safety outweighs the cost every day, all day. We all say that. It's the red thread, it's paramount. So,
and one of the ways I think we get there is we pretty much model too, like what they're doing in the Missouri County area. Shout out to Brazosport ISD.
Yeah.
But the Brazosport area, the Brazosport Safety Council, and MSTI down there, they have a huge Gulf Coast Petrochemical Council.
Mm-hmm.
They have a huge signing day where they bring in contractors and
owners
and owners, but the contractors get together and they do like a speed dating type of interview, and they end up hiring hiring these people to come to work for them. They also sponsor them to go to school.
Okay.
So it's twofold, and it's a model that's like no other, and there's no reason why we can't copy that here, and even maybe even grow it as well.
There's a couple doing, like Texas City's doing a good job with that. ISD, there's a couple that starting to, it's spreading, which is a good thing. But I think having an industry partner, an industry organization help push it is always the key.
Yeah.
School districts can only do so much with the funding.
Yeah, and I want to give a big shout out to Carlos Ruiz too with Brown and Root. He's probably going to end up taking the lead for us at IBR when that happens next year. But so he's heavily involved. So I appreciate that.
For sure. All right. Well, what else do we need if we're doing some calls to action today? Right. We got
I'll tell
15 or 16 listeners on this episode.
Yeah,
just because you guys are on it. Usually it's 9 or 10, but we got a big audience today for you two boys. So
we might even top 20 after
there you
this
go.
one.
Maybe because our moms are going to listen. Yeah. So anyway, So what other kind of calls to action would you have? I'll start with you, Blair. I'll give you Willie. What are the things that are on your mind?
Yeah. So, first of all, we just need more attendance in our meetings, so we can come together as an industry community.
So I'll pause you. When are our meetings?
Our meetings are at the Houston Area Health and Safety Council. They changed their name as well, in the auditorium, the third Wednesday of every month at 8 a.m.
Breakfast provided.
Breakfast provided by whoever wants to provide it. We're looking for sponsors.
That's right.
But we've had some awesome speakers. We not only talk about things openly, but we have great presentations, and it's all to bring awareness, because the last thing we want to do is start working on something that's already out there. Let's bring awareness to those that are already making an impact, and let's join forces with them. Let's see how we can support those efforts. And just that, you know what I mean? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We've had like Chad Burke, you talking about Mia Garcia from Combined Arms, and Aaron Ennis from Brazosport. Yeah. But this next meeting, and then your Professor Beadle from U of H Construction Management Program. Yeah. But our next meeting is Reggie Rusk, and he is with a group called Stay Recruited. It's nonprofit foundation. Reggie is an ex-NFL player. He started this nonprofit foundation, and he's partnering with different industries, ours being one of them. And so I would really like y'all to, all 20 of you, to come out to the next meeting, which is on the 19th at the Safety Council at 8 a.m. and hear how you can get involved with that. At the very least, just show up and help support that. December's a combined meeting, but back in January, Michael Richter from ABC and CMEF is going to do a presentation. In February, we have an NCCR representative coming down to do a presentation as well. Right. So it's loaded with good stuff, good information, and we could use the help to make more of an impact for sure.
Great.
So,
Carlos Polito with
Carlos
CMEF.
Polito, CMEF.
Yeah, he's doing a lot with us as well. So
yeah,
appreciate that. You know, I can't. I mean, I just echo what Blair says. You know, we just one thing I would do is from my call of action is I'd just challenge all our members, our member companies, and our partners to come out and get involved with this, because if everything that we do, we're all going to be affected by it. So whether it's a positive or negative. So if we do everything that we can in the forefront to get ahead of it, then we're going to have a positive effect from getting involved. So I just challenge everybody to come out, and it's a great committee. I know Blair talks about speakers. We do have speakers to kind of spread the message, but it's a working committee. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're going through and putting together subcommittees, and so we're going to be doing a lot of that too. If you want to be on a subcommittee, come on out and get involved with us.
Yeah, ideally, it's supposed to be a committee where you can get involved and you can actually have an impact on making some change for the better. Right. And working
positive change. Yeah.
Absolutely. And working with the owner operators, if you're a contractor, knuckle dragging contractor like Blair and I, but rubbing elbows with folks that actually are power players in the region and can make change, which is great. Positive change, like you said.
And I will say, I'll give a little tease. There's a couple of programs that we're working on right now that we're gonna be rolling out. I'm working on some trademark and copyright stuff for those programs now. Great. And as soon as we get those done, so be looking for that as we roll that out in the near future.
Okay, so you announced the meeting. If folks have been under a rock and never heard of IBR, how do they find us? How do they find IBR?
Our website is ibrt.us. Okay. Not .com, ibrt.us. So you can go to our website, fill out a contact form that'll come directly to me. We'll get you involved. If not that way, you can email admin@ibrt.us, or even call me or Blair or even you, Zeke. Yeah. So I mean, there's a number of different ways. You. And Melissa Wogenhauer, we got Melissa Wogenhauer, our business director now, is very actively involved and out in the industry, and so she's been a huge help, coming on board. And so get with Melissa as well if you know Melissa.
Great.
And you can connect with us on our LinkedIn pages, Facebook page, all of our social media pages. You can connect with us there.
And we'll put those up on the post when this episode comes out too. Well, gentlemen, this was a great convo.
Yeah, I appreciate you having us.
Thanks for all you do. Blair, thanks for all you do as a volunteer and all the things you do. And Willie, thanks for leading the charge there for IBR, helping us all come together and do good work. So we really appreciate you guys being with us, and thanks for what you both do for the Economic Alliance. So, folks, if you think this was a great episode and helped you, we ask you to pay it forward. Send it to somebody who thinks maybe wants to get involved, wants to help grow workforce development in this region. We need it. And share the message. And we appreciate these guys being with us. We appreciate you for listening, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody.
We appreciate you, Zeke.
Yeah. Thank you.